The cast members of Jon Snow have some freedom only when the series goes on a break. The actors' terms and conditions for appearing on Game of Thrones have changed over the years due to the show's great success, and they can be anything from basic to outlandish or crazy if you like. We don't necessarily mean negative rules, but they are certainly extremely fantastic or crazy to comprehend. And because every fan of Game of Thrones is so enamored with the show, they have extended this enthusiasm to the cast members and behind-the-scenes events. If you love the show, you may be interested in learning what guidelines the cast on the new Jon Snow show must abide by. Well, if you are wondering, here are the top 10. Number 10. They are only permitted to disclose spoilers to non-fans. Strictly speaking, even non-fans shouldn't be given spoilers. But if the spoilers are given to a very small number of extremely close and personal people who aren't fans, that's normal. For instance, Kit Harington told his close friend everything about how the series ended and had no issues, providing the clearest illustration of this point. Since Kit's friend had no interest in the show and thought Game of Thrones to be extremely boring to watch, Kit was protected from the creator's wrath. Of course, Kit would have been in trouble if he had revealed the outcome to a fan. Number 9. They must perform scenes they're uncomfortable with. You had better believe the show will make you do things you're uncomfortable with if you're getting paid millions of dollars for a single episode. Naturally, the creators don't force the actors to do anything wrong, but they do go beyond what is safe. For instance, although it is highly cringeworthy, Lena Headey and Nikolaj Coster-Waldau are required to play siblings and participate in the same scenes. Similarly, even though many love or painful acts are difficult to do, it is done regardless. Number 8. They must sign long-term contracts. There has been a core cast of actors that have stuck with Game of Thrones throughout its course, despite the show's many characters dying. Contracts for these characters are regularly negotiated years in advance. It means that once the contracts are signed, the performers are committed to the show for the long term. That is, for several years before the contracts come up for renewal. Number 7. They must market the show. Nothing compares to Game of Thrones in terms of show promotion. The Marvel Cinematic Universe and Harry Potter series are recognized for their extensive marketing campaigns, but Game of Thrones easily matches them, which is unique. The cast of the GOT must participate in certain activities in order to promote the upcoming seasons. This includes taking part in press junkets, gatherings like Comic-Con, and any other event set up to generate buzz for the newest season. Number 6. They must wear any costume provided. The actors must dress appropriately for the period in which the play is set. This necessitates that they wear bulky fur clothing, which is far from cool as it appears on film. The cast must deal with the attire because it is meant to be authentic for whatever scene it is worn in. It's time to start putting on layers of clothing if you have to do so for a scene. Number 5. They are eligible for nominations only at major awards as supporting actors. Since the show is a group effort, nobody can stake a claim to being its star actor. This also implies that even if the program has a core cast of actors, every actor will need to be nominated for a Best Supporting Actor award. Number 4. They must return for reshoots. The cast must report for duty when it's time for reshoots, which requires getting ready for cold weather out of the blue. It's one thing to shoot a series in ice conditions when the schedule is on. Retakes are expected to always occur. However, as they are not a part of the primary shooting schedule, they may conflict with other scenes that the performers may be shooting. But if the situation demands it, there is no getting out of these retakes. Number 3. They must film the same scenes as many times as the director desires. Since the casts are expected to put up with however long the day of shooting is, the directors really get their money's worth with the actors. This implies that if the director requests it, they must repeatedly shoot the same scenario over and over again. One well-known instance is the grimace-making scene in Lyanna Mormont, which required up to 60 takes. The actress had to make the same expression repeatedly until the director was satisfied that the required emotion was being shown on film. Number 2. They must accept internal politics or risk losing their job. Office politics are well known to everyone, and people may even be let go when things get very nasty. Ed Skrein experienced the same thing after being replaced after season 3. Contrary to what is written in the contracts, Skrein insisted that he was fired for reasons other than internal politics and never intended to leave the show. He's never been explicit about the politics, but it appears that the cast must simply accept it. Number 1. They will face backlash if they publicly disapprove any material. This unspoken rule effectively binds every member of the cast, and those who break it draw the wrath of the creators. In general, those who disagree with the material they are provided should keep quiet because complaining leads to a backlash. When Kit Harington stated that he detested being objectified due to his role as Jon Snow, he was slammed with a barrage of online criticism and was forced to issue an apology. So these are 10 interesting rules the actors must follow to save their jobs. Crazy, right? But if you have to do this to earn millions of dollars in a short time, perhaps you'll be willing to do so too. Thank you for watching this video. Do well to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos from us.